catching feelings, baby.
Hey guys, it's your girl Keandra, and my voice is going. Like, I'm sick, but I'm gonna do this video because I said that I was gonna be consistent with this series as I talk about reality TV. So I just decided to make this a whole reality TV series simply because Real Housewives is just not given enough for me to just focus on Real Housewives. So I'm going to be talking about, Real Housewives, Love and Marriage, DC, Bad Boys Club, and Basketball Wives, you guys. So let's get into the video. Okay, so let's get started with Real Housewives of Atlanta. At this point, I really feel like Real Housewives of Atlanta is just bullying Drew. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why they keep embarrassing Drew like every week. Like, is that gonna be her storyline? Like, embarrassment? Because it's like Ralph is disrespectful, and then it's just like anytime Drew says anything, it's like they have to do like a fact check, or they have to zoom in on her feet 5 times, or they have to do a flashback to when Drew wasn't wearing her ring 5 times. Like, it's just constant embarrassment for Drew, and I feel so bad for her because now it's like it's not funny anymore. Like, I really feel bad for her. And sometimes you gotta be careful with reality TV because they will literally bring out issues and problems that really weren't there before, but because you have all these eyes like judging and commenting on your marriage, like if Drew stays on the show, she's gonna lose her marriage, which might be for the best, I don't know. But of course, you have to think about reality TV. They're only gonna show you the bad things. They're gonna cut and edit it to make it look messier and juicier than it really is. But but Ralph still said those things and did those things, so I don't understand how, you know, we can make it better than it's just a hot mess. On top of that, whenever they went to New York and Kenya was like going off on Ralph, that was Kenya's moment because she was really mad at Mark. Let's be real. Like, Kenya projects a lot, and for her to constantly go off on like other people, but then like from what we've seen when it comes to Mark, she literally shuts down. She's submissive. She's like a whole nother person. I kind of relate to that. I feel like as someone who has a very smart mouth, when it comes to people I'm dating, I never want them to see that side of me, because it's like, I know that I can be an ugly person, and I know that things can get really, really bad, especially with the things I say. That's always been my issue since I was a child. Like, I never got in trouble or whoopings for anything other than me simply just saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, or something I just should not have said. Literally, my first word was a cuss word, and I got a whooping when I was a baby in church. Like, that's always my problem. So I relate to Kenya in that aspect, that when it comes to my partner, like, I always, it's like a sound on TikTok, and it's like, I'm tired of acting like I'm not crazy. That's how I am when I date, and I wait like a couple of months, which I think guys do it too, but they don't do, you know, they'll be perfect and then they become inconsistent and blah blah. But like, I know, like, as a woman, like, I'll be like the most perfect submissive angel, and then my mouth starts to get reckless a couple months in, and I feel like that's kind of what happened with Kenya. Like, with Kenya, she's like, she doesn't want to run her marriage off, but she also wasn't really happily married that long. So maybe Mark did start to see the things that everyone says about Kenya and he didn't like. I don't know, I'm not taking Mark's side, but I'm just saying, when I saw Kenya talking to Ralph and saying, oh, he's an asshole, no, Ralph, you're wrong, she was really talking to Mark, and she was projecting. And I don't know who said it on the show, or maybe it's something I thought, but yeah, like, the way that Ralph talks to Drew, she's gonna end up just like Kenya. Like, that's just period, that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, let's get into the infamous apartment or whatever in Jersey, which is so funny because people, like, the vlogs are acting like it was like already like decked out, and he just go there and he stays there and whatever. But then whenever they went to it, it wasn't even finished. So I don't know if this is like another apartment, but you know, Portia was talking about Marvin and all of that, and Todd going to New York and telling people his name was Marvin so he can sleep with people. Like, maybe there was another apartment, I don't know, or maybe they just made the apartment look like that so that when they came to it, people were start speculating about Todd cheating on Kandi in the apartment. I don't know, but that's been a rumor for years. So when they finally addressed it and then they went to the apartment, I was just like, oh. My thing is, just like Kenya said, renovate it and lease it. Apartment rent in New York is high as hell anyway. Go ahead and get you another stream of income, something that Kandi ain't gotta be on, because just like Marlo said, Todd can go do great things on his own, but he'll probably always be linked to Kandi, whether it's him using her money, her name, or whatever, and that's definitely going to help him. But I definitely understood when they were like, you know, Kandi's from Atlanta, she's been famous half her life, like she gets everything handed to her. Not saying that she doesn't do things for others, but it's always about Kandi, Kandi, Kandi. Like no one really knew who Todd was before Kandi, and Todd had a successful career, clearly, because he was in the same places as Kandi, but it's like he's always gonna be Todd, Kandi's husband. Like that's just kind of what it is. So I definitely get that, and honestly it takes a lot of well, it takes a lot to just stick behind Kandi and all of these what is it, like these ideas and stuff that she does, where there's these Broadway plays, where there's the legs and hips and body, like all that stuff, like to stick by somebody who be creating like whack ass music. Like it takes a lot, because we all know Kandi ain't got the best vocals, but Kandi keep a check. So Kandi is really just blessed. I don't know how she, I mean I know her pen game is great, but like when it comes to like her stuff and her voice, I don't know how she's been as successful as she has. Like I don't know, she's really blessed though. But yeah, I feel like people tied to her are equally as blessed. So shout out to Todd. I feel you, definitely, like, you know, wanting to bring your wife, your family onto your stomping grounds there in New York, because you're constantly in Atlanta surrounded by Kandi's influence. So I think Kandi should suck it up and just, you know, renovate the place with him, move in with him, whatever the fuck he wants, just do it. Like just do it, because if not, you're gonna be just like Kenya. Y'all gonna be the whole Bitter Wives, Real Bitter Wives of Atlanta club, because who else on the show married besides Sonya? I don't see Sonya staying on the show long. I feel like she's just now starting to see Drew for who she is, and I feel like she's just doing that to have a storyline, but she really ain't got no beef with Drew for real. I don't think Drew is even a bad friend. I just think Drew is dumb. Like I don't dislike Drew as a person. I think that she's beautiful. I just think that she says the wrong thing sometimes, and she lets people treat her any kind of way and then want to cry victim. But yeah, anyway, what else happened on Real Housewives? That was pretty much it. Okay, I'll say this. It's Kandi always talking about, oh, I'm so tired of people associating sex with me, and then you send Patrick and Safari to people's houses butt naked to hand out vibrating panties. It's like, Kandi, you gotta like make up your mind. Either you gonna be the sex symbol of the show, or you gonna be a housewife, the producer, the millionaire, the Grammys. Like you be trying to do both, and then you get mad when people call you out on it. As far as who wrote the note for who said she was like sucking dick in the locker rooms, I think Kenya wrote it. Everybody saying it was Sheree. I mean, maybe. I definitely don't think it was Marlo though, because Marlo be knowing the tea, so I don't think she would make that up. And then with Sheree being the bone collector, she might make it up. But I really think Kenya did it just to be shady, because Kandi was late to the birthday party and she wanted to shake things up. That just sounded like something Kenya would do because she thought it was funny. And then when Kandi was trying to get to the bottom of who wrote it, she was like, oh, okay, we have to move on because you were late. Like that's why I think Kenya wrote it. But I mean, who really cares? Kandi, I'm kind of like with Sheree, she do be sucking dick, so I mean, whatever. Okay, next we're gonna talk about Basketball Wives. So Basketball Wives came back. Why, I'm not sure. Literally nobody on the show is still a basketball wife, so I don't even know why. Like literally nobody except for Jackie. And then the people they brought back didn't even make sense. Like, why did y'all bring back Brooke and Angel? Angel was on Love and Hip Hop. Let her stay over there with Love and Hip Hop with Rockstar. And it's Angel going around and nobody, in tight ass clothes at that, and then she finally telling people, oh, I'm pregnant. Bitch, you like 6 months. You were showing at the wedding, and you were a little girl. Nobody thought that you wasn't pregnant. And I know it's like, you know, it's rude to ask people before, you know, they announce it if they're pregnant or not. But girl, we knew you was pregnant. You was showing in your face. Like, that was just, I was just like, why are you acting like this girl is not pregnant? Just so she can finally reveal it on the show, as if everybody didn't already fucking know. But anyway, that was stupid. I don't know why Angel on the show. I don't know why Brittany came back. I thought her and her husband was broken up anyways, or she's going through like some IRS fraud type shit. I don't know. The nigga still play basketball? Who knows? Because no one knew who he was when she was on the show originally 6 years ago. It's like, if you're gonna revamp basketball wise, bring back the people from the beginning. I know Drea will probably never come back, but I would have tried to get Drea back. I feel like if you can get Brandy back, you could have got Drea back. You should have got Royce back. Oh well, Royce dealing with some stuff with her son, but she back on TikTok making dances, so she might have got over that. But I would have tried to bring Royce back. I know y'all said Tammy wasn't gonna come back, but you know, I get it. But I feel like I would have brought Tammy back and not Evelyn. I personally don't like Evelyn. I think Evelyn is one of those typical Latinas who love the black culture and they want to claim Afro-Black when it's beneficial. Kind of, Evelyn gives Danny Lee vibes. Like, I don't like Evelyn, never have. I think she's a bully, and she's never tried Tammy. And I feel like if she ever had her one-on-one with Tammy, she would have got dropped. But yeah, like, I understand why Tammy probably wouldn't want to come back, because I don't think Shawnee was a good friend to her. And even though I know Shawnee's now, she's in Houston now. It's so funny because my sister goes to college with her kids up there at TSU, and I know she's like engaged to the pastor down here in Houston, and like I have a friend that goes to that church. Like, I love how she like kind of rebranded herself, but it's like, let's not forget. That's why I know this is probably gonna be the last season, and probably why they didn't bring back Evelyn and Tammy and all the people who are really about that life, because now she's about to be a first lady and she has like an image to uphold. So, you know, I feel like Evelyn's probably gonna be in and out this season because, you know, she's in Houston now. She's a Texas hottie, and I don't know. I love Jackie though. Jackie's always funny, but I feel like we laugh at Jackie, not with Jackie, and that's okay. I really know that Doug loves her. Like, them getting married every year, if I had the money to, I'd probably do the same thing. I think it's always sweet. I didn't like her wedding dress though. I think she looked like a can of Sprite. But the fact that, you know, she did green because that's Doug's favorite color, I love that for them. It was cute. I still didn't see that one daughter that apparently she neglected and didn't like because she was dark skinned. I still don't really see her anywhere in the picture. I wonder if they're gonna touch on it this season, just to get an update on that. I think that would be nice, but if not, then, you know, whatever. Who else? Duffy. The fuck Duffy come back for? Like, maybe Duffy, they brought Duffy back so that Brandy would have a friend, since her and Malaysia aren't cool. And Malaysia full of shit. Malaysia can sit there and act like she ain't know Brandy's father died, but for her and Brandy to be so close, and she's like, I didn't know, and Brandy's like, yes you knew because we have mutual friends, and she's like, no we don't. Y'all was both at Jackie's wedding. Is Jackie not a mutual friend? Like, that's what I didn't understand. I was just like, Malaysia, like, I have friends who I was like best friends with who I don't talk to anymore, but I promise you, if their parent died and I called them my best friend, there's some way I would know. Like, maybe because I'm from a small town, but Facebook, something, you gonna see that their parent died. I don't care if y'all aren't friends or not. Like, I literally had an ex-best friend who, I'm trying to think, I feel like me and her probably wasn't the closest when my grandpa died, but she still reached out. And everyone knows how close I was to my grandparents. Like, same, if her mom died tomorrow, even though I really don't care for her, I would still be like, you know, sending my condolences, if that makes any sense. And it's just like, people just, Malaysia be acting dumb sometimes. It's like, girl, you knew Brandy daddy died, and you knew, like, I feel like even I know, and I don't even follow Brandy, but because we have mutual followers, or I follow like people from Basketball Wives on Instagram, or just reality TV news period, I feel like it came across my TL. Because I remember when Brandy got COVID and they posted it on the Shade Room. Like, you're gonna see stuff like that. I'm not saying when Brandy's dad died it was on the Shade Room, but I'm just saying, like, if you subscribe to anything basketball wise related, I'm pretty sure that's gonna come up on one of the fan pages that Brandy's father died. So Malaysia full of shit. She can act like she didn't know all she won't, but she did. And then she comes and then be having a stank ass attitude, and it's just like, you know, I'm happy they ain't bring Kristen back. She might be on there, but I don't remember her being on there. Was she on there? Lord, she might come later in the season, or if she did, I don't remember her, but I didn't like her. I feel like she, I feel like when OG was talking about the whole colorism thing, okay, let me speak on that real quick, because that was like last season. Sometimes it's not colorism, but it's featureism, and I think people should know the difference between the two. If I feel like deep in my heart that OG is not an attractive woman because I'm not attractive to her, it's not colorism because I don't think she's attractive. And I think that's kind of like what it was, because then they were like, oh, well, you know, you and Kirsten are both dark. Malaysia used to be dark too, but she can bleach her skin, or maybe I lied her, I don't know. But Malaysia, I used to consider Malaysia dark. Jennifer's dark, you know, but they also don't have OG's features. And I feel like I might have made a video on this on my channel. I think I did. But because OG is African, she has, you know, the lips, the nose that are deemed to African, well, not African American people, but African people. In LA, she would be deemed not attractive. Now, granted, her man still play basketball. Let's start there. She still got her man. She still play basketball, and she was a whole, she was like a football player or whatever for whatever league it is for women indoor football. But it was just like the way they treated her, they didn't like her from the jump. It was before they even started calling her ugly. It's the way she dressed. It's the way her hair looked. Now, granted, it was a mess. I ain't gonna lie. Her hair looked a mess 95% of the time. But it was always like, oh, it's colorism, it's colorism. And it's just like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like because the way OG would talk to people and stuff, that's why they didn't like her. And that's why she didn't have anyone really on her side to like help her in that argument. But this brings me all back. Sorry, I kind of ventured off. It brings me back to why I don't like Kirsten or Kristen, whatever her name was. I didn't like her because as someone who has the looser curled hair, someone who has the skinny nose, the cute lips, like she is deemed prettier because of her features. But to sit and act like you didn't know what she was talking about, and OG, what are you talking about? That's not blah blah. I just feel like she kind of could have took her side a little bit. And I feel like Jennifer too, since she be wearing blue contacts and it make her fucking eyes. So it's just like y'all should have, you know. I feel like Jackie kind of got it, but it was weird because like Jackie was like on OG's side, but you had your own issues with your dark-skinned daughter. But whatever, cool. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I remember correctly. I really don't. This was like 5 years ago when that season happened, but I say I like to say, hopefully Kristen don't come back. I don't like her. I don't like how she did Cece. Cece was family, and she act like she didn't even know that girl, and now you don't have a relationship with your father-in-law over Cece. Now granted, they're probably cool now, but I know that when Cece and Byron had got married, Kristen and them wasn't there. So I mean, or invited, something like that, I don't know. But that was last season. So back to this season, I don't remember seeing Cece or Kristen there. I'm trying to think who else was on the show back. Brittany, she didn't make no noise, but then again, it was just the first episode. Brooke Bailey, why the fuck is Brooke there? Does Brooke date a basketball player? I love Brooke, I just don't think she's a basketball wife. I don't know why she's there. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck Duffy's there. She ain't even married to a basketball player, so yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be given. Of course I'm gonna keep watching, but it just looked real messy, and I don't want to see Malaysia crying over her baby daddy for the next, like she do this every season, how that man don't help her, but it's just like, but she keeps sending your kids off with him. Like, take the nigga to court, take him to court, okay, get an order, you know, keep the kids from him so until he get the money. Like, I don't know, I feel like there's just other ways, and maybe she just, you know, she doesn't want to seem like she's just dependent on the money, and she's not. But like, bitch, don't cry about it then. Like, I don't know. This is why I don't have no kids, because I genuinely don't understand. I remember literally my mom being mad at my dad for not paying child support, and I remember us struggling. And like, granted, if we ever did get it, I didn't know because we didn't see it. So I mean, I don't know why Malaysia needed it. I mean, you on a show, you got, I'm sure you got multiple businesses and stuff. I know it's probably the principal, and I know that once you're introduced to a certain lifestyle, you want to upkeep it, especially for your kids. But it's just like that. I hope that's just not gonna be her storyline. Like, I'd rather just see her and Brandy mend their relationship. I hope Brandy left that cheating ass man that cheated on her like 15 times while she had cancer. But I don't know, I guess we'll see about that too. Yeah, only person I'm really interested in is Jackie. And if Jackie and Brooke fight again, I hope they show it. But Jackie a little too old to be fighting, so I'm kind of over that too. And yeah, I just feel like they should have brought back, you know, Drea, Royce, Tammy. Is Jennifer on the show? Jennifer's on the show. For what? Divorce? Like, I don't. Who's married to a basketball player besides Jackie? Like, I don't understand. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I guess we'll see next week how that works. But yeah. Okay, let's talk Bad Boys Club LA. Bad Boys Club now is not interesting anymore to me because I felt like Jonathan should have stayed in the house, but clearly he was too real for the Bad Boys Club. I don't think that he was dangerous or anything. So for Milan to be calling the cops on him for beating up Rio with a chair after you literally fought everybody in the house over a bedroom, but you want to call the cops when Jonathan was whooping y'all ass over that same bedroom. I just think that was kind of pussy to me, and I didn't like it. And so now the house is boring. Like, now they're doing a music video and stuff for this song. The song is alright, I guess. I don't like Moolah. Like, I really like despise that man. I think that he's DL, and I think that his verse was whack. Since he think he had the best verse on the song, it was whack. I love Gutta. Gutta is so funny, and so is Real. And what's that white boy, Dylan? He needs to get off the show. He don't bring nothing to the show. Carry On. Them trying to figure out his sexuality is getting old. Like, you have to understand the position that he is in and how he was raised. And you shouldn't have to force nobody to come out the closet. Now, what I do agree with is him playing with Gunna's feelings. Like, don't play with Gutta. Like, cause he literally everybody's favorite. Like, don't play with her. But at the same time, it's like, he ain't gotta tell y'all shit. That's his business. Like, let that man be bi if he want to be bi. I honestly just think he's bi, and that's not to put titles on anything. Or maybe he's like asexual. Like, he just be going off of vibes. Like, most creatives, artistic type people are kind of like that. Like, if they vibe with you, then they like you. It's not so much of like, oh, I like boys, or I like girls. They like people, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But given who his father is and stuff that's been said in the media about him and his mental health and how he really is, and him getting arrested and the whole dead body in the car situation and him having a car, like, it's a lot going on with him. So the last thing he's probably worried about is his sexuality. He probably just like whoever the fuck he like, and that's okay. Like, leave the man alone, honestly. Curtis is cute, and I feel like a lot of people are trying to like Curtis, but I found Curtis on TikTok and I don't like him. I don't like dancing ass niggas. So that's just how I feel about that. But Milan, he get on my nerves. He want to be Natalie Nunn so fucking bad. Like, you're old as fuck. Like, go do something else that's not reality TV. I heard your little, like, it's like you got like sex toys and stuff. I think that's dope. Like, but why you still doing reality TV fighting at your big age? You're 40. Like, I don't understand that. Who else on the show? Anthony. I like Anthony, but he don't really bring much to the show. And yeah, that's really all I really remember. Is there anybody else on the show I forgot? Rio. I don't think Rio should have stayed in the house. I think he should have went home because he got beat the fuck up. He ain't no bad boy. And he lost his hair. And he almost damn lost his fingers too because he got cut up by that damn chair. It's so funny. I seen somebody said like Jonathan was doing like an appearance somewhere and he brought Rio braids with him. Like, that's so funny to me. But yeah, I'm over Bad Boys Club. Like, I'm about to stop paying my $4.99 since Josh from Cabaret is over anyway, and I don't really care to watch Bad Boys Club anymore. So hopefully, like, it ends soon so I don't have to pay another $4.99 because I don't want to. But yeah, last but not least, Love and Marriage Huntsville. I spoke on it last week saying how I didn't like how they were going to portray Monique and Chris, because I do like them. I love them on Real Housewives of Potomac, and I already knew that this was what it was gonna be. And it's just like, now like Chris is starting to act like an a-hole, and the way he be talking to Monique, even though I think Monique can hold her own because she be real quick to be like, watch how you talk to me. I get that, but it's just like, I feel like if I was on Real Housewives of Potomac and I got cut off the show for fighting, and then I got blessed with the opportunity to have my own show, I would want to be like elite. Not saying they don't have like problems or anything, but I wouldn't make it like a problem in my marriage. Like that's just, I would have just went with a different storyline. Granted, it's supposed to be reality TV, but Chris and Monique ain't gonna break up. But I wouldn't have so many spectators on my marriage, especially since, you know, he had my back on Real Housewives of Potomac, and now I'm living in Marriage DC. He's telling you to be quiet in front of people. And even though they kissed at the end, that was still kind of embarrassing. And that's what I just kind of don't like. I just don't want to see them in that light. I think, you know, it's so crazy, and this is what kind of scares me about like love and marriage and having kids. It feels like when you are in these high places with these high, I don't want to say high value, but these accomplished, successful, wealthy men, you have to deal with some type of disrespect in your marriage, whether it's infidelity, scamming, and all of that. And then it's to see that, and then to see that as black people, not saying that only black people deal with it, but just to see it highlighted on a black show, it's just very disheartening for me. And it's like, dang, it's just like, can we just be happy and rich? Like, can we be like, I can't even say the Huxtables, because granted, what was happening in real life with Bill Cosby, but like on the shows, like you have a doctor, you have a lawyer, that was, and I think that's why people have such an attachment to like Bill Cosby and like, oh, he didn't do it, oh, he didn't do it. Yeah, that man definitely did that shit. But it was just like, because that was the only good example we had of black families growing up, I think that's why a lot of people don't like reality TV. And I'm starting to get it now, the older I get, and it's kind of just like, sometimes you have to pick between having money or having a good husband. And so it's like with Monique and Chris, it's like they got the money aspect of it. He gave them a great life. Monique's make her own money. Now it's her turn, but it's like now he's not being being an active or as active as he could be father, and he's not being that great of a husband. He's not doing the things that he did in the beginning of y'all getting together now. And it's just like, bro, it's like you just can't win with love and black love and success. And then you have DJ Quicksilver and his wife, and they talked about infidelity. I don't know if they talked about it on the show, because I kind of a little dozed off, but I kind of came back. I was on TikTok and I was doing other stuff. Or if I saw it in the previews, but they talked about how they had infidelity. And it's like, yeah, your husband's in the industry. Your husband literally gets paid to host parties. He's gonna be around other women. But it's just like, why do women have to go through that? Especially black women have to go through the infidelity and stuff while you're at home taking care of all his kids. And then y'all make it out. Like, why does it have to be a part of the ups and downs of a relationship? I just don't think cheating needs to be that. And like, as someone who has been cheated on before, that shit hurts. Because you never trust that person ever again. I don't care if you claim you forgive them. It's always in the back of your mind, well, he's done it before, he'll probably do it again. And I've never stayed with anyone who's cheated on me. We just never worked out. I don't let shit go. It could be a Gemini thing, I don't know. But it's just like, imagine being married though. Married with kids, and then you have this great lifestyle, money-wise, then they cheat on you. I think that's what makes it harder to leave, especially when they're in the public eye and you don't want all your business for the world to see. It's different if like people at work know, or like, you know, your group of friends may know, your church members might know, but when the whole world will see that, it's kind of hard to leave. So, you know, they were talking about, I forgot the one couple's name, I think his name is Jerry, and whatever his wife's name is, the one who had the the anniversary party, and they had been married for almost like 30 years. And they kept asking them like, how do you do it? How do you do it? And like, they didn't want to tell them because it wasn't always, you know, great. And he was just like, this is probably the best that we've ever been. And to me, that broke my heart, because why did it take you 30 years to be the person that you should have been on year one? And I'm just tired of seeing like struggle love with black successful couples. Not saying that it's just a black thing, but it's just like, maybe I feel like, or maybe I don't watch other shows. So I don't watch any of the other Real Housewives franchises, so I'm sure they also deal with, you know, whatever. And then of course, you know, you see stuff in the news with celebrities and stuff like, but I just feel like no one takes marriage seriously anymore. But it hurts double for me. I'm speaking for myself when it's a black successful couple, and it's just like, y'all could be the blueprint, you know, y'all could break the cycle. And to hear him say, like, she was like, yeah, like, you know, we had infidelity, but I can never prove it. Like, girl, you knew. Women have intuition that's very strong, and we be knowing when our husbands are cheating. He was out on the scene in the clubs. He was probably cheating on you, whether he was emotionally cheating or physically cheating. He was probably cheating on you. And because y'all have the kids, you have the big house, somebody got to do this, and sometimes it's just easier to stay. It's just easier to stay, and I get that. But I just don't want to deal with that. And I think that plays a really big role in the relationships that I have in my personal life, and why I'm not so quick to want to have kids, and why I'm not so quick to even want to get married. I don't see the benefits of marriage right now for me, even though I'm almost 30. I just don't. That's a whole nother video I'll probably make that video for Thursday, because y'all, I don't think I want to get married or have kids, but that's because I've just never seen a healthy version of it. And that's just, I don't know. But back to the shows, because this is not about me. Back to the shows, I really think it's important to highlight and showcase healthy black love. And yeah, they just didn't for me. And I don't think, and even when they were talking about the one girl who has her hair shaved, she was talking about how her marriage, they were in love, they were good, and then he was scamming and like stealing money behind her back. So this is like totally different. This is like, he never did anything to her, like physically or emotionally. He's really in love with his wife, still wants his wife, but he lied, and that's all it took for her to leave. And I feel like she's so strong for that, because some people might be like, oh, well, I'll never find this love again, I'll never find this bond with someone again. Because I know, like, for me, I've stayed in situations longer than I should have, because I was afraid that I would never find that type of bond again. But she was just like, no, like, you lied, you stay at home with your parents at your big age, and now I'm getting certain IRS papers. Like, at that point, you kind of have no choice but to leave. But I know so many people who would just stick by that. I know so many people, and it's just like, bro, that's crazy. But it was good to see, like, well, not good, but I think it was important to see different aspects of why certain marriages don't work. It's not always cheating, it's not always domestic violence. Sometimes, like, nigga just be lying. Sometimes it be money, you know, and love don't pay the bills. Unfortunately, it doesn't. So I think you know, it may get good later on, but I did think it was interesting how the girl with the shaved head, how she was like a relationship coach or something, or like a matchmaker, but then like her husband was scamming. I don't know, I thought that was kind of interesting, but hey, you know, things happen. But yeah. Alright guys, so if y'all watch any of these shows, let me know down below what you guys think. If you agree or disagree with me, that's fine. But keep it cute in the comments, and let me know if there's any other shows y'all want me to watch. I think that's pretty much all I watch. I watch all the reality TV shows, and This Is Us is about to end, y'all. I'm gonna cry. I've already like put time aside in my day so I can sit and cry. That is a great show. If you need a show to watch This Is Us. That is the best show on TV. But yeah, other than that, that's all I watch. I should have reviewed Married at First Sight. That's what I should have did, but it's over now. But next season, if they do it next season, I'm gonna review that, and then I might do Love Island too. I think Love Island is about to come back. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys next week.